What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to the channel Kings TCG, and today I'm really excited to show you guys my new Crusadia deck profile and also my first Crusadia deck profile because I've never played this deck before, but I've been playtesting it a while now on Master Duel. I've been with it to locals, to pre-release tournament, and this deck can literally beat any deck out of there. Normally this deck was always in the category of rogue decks, but now I'm just gonna be honest with you, this deck can beat literally anything, especially with this really strong going second build, with all the going second cards in it, like the Kaiju's, Book of Eclipse, and of course you can go first as well, and then you can end off with Avra Max made with Masquerina, set some really good back row, especially when you in a match and you side all the good back row from your side deck. But this is an extremely good deck, really fun to play, and with a lot of cards in it that players aren't used to, and yeah, without further ado, I'm just really excited to show you guys this deck. And we have 40 cards in the main deck, 15 cards in the extra deck, so let's dive straight into this. Before I start with this deck profile, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification button if you want to stay tuned for more videos like this. And also check out the Instagram page, KingsTCG, Loba Yu-Gi-Oh! Link is in the description down below. So guys, we start off with the Crusadia engine, and you play 3 copies of Crusadia Maximus. The best Crusadia main deck monster, because it helps you with OTKs, because of the double battle damage effect. Then you play 3 copies of Crusadia Draco. It brings back a monster from your grave, Crusadia, and that really helps going further into your lane climbing and your combos. Then we have 3 copies of Crusadia Reclusia. Insane card because it can pop cards on the field, and it's even better when you do it in combination with Crusadia Arborea. Also 3 copies of that card, because with Reclusia you can target 1 Crusadia on the field and 1 monster or card on your opponent's field. Pop both of them, but when Crusadia Arborea is in your grave, when Crusadia monster is destroyed by battle card effect, leaves the field, you can banish this card instead to protect it. So that means that Reclusia just only pops 1 card on your opponent's field, and that's absolutely insane. And to end off with the Crusadia engine, we play 2 copies of Leonis, and this card is really insane in combination with Book of Eclipse because of the piercing battle damage. So yeah, really good. I actually won a match today at my locals when I used Maximus and Leonis while I used Book of Eclipse. So there was piercing, battle damage, double battle damage with an Equimax. So absolutely insane. So that was it for the Crusadia engine. I absolutely fell in love with this archetype, man. I'm not gonna lie. Then we play 3 copies of Parallax Seed. Really helps out. Helps out a lot. Then, of course, as I told you guys, we play going second Crusadia, and then we play 3 copies of Nibiru. Also, we have 3 copies of Dogoran and 3 copies of Thunder King. And all these cards are so insanely strong. I mean, it doesn't matter, your opponent has a big boss monster with a crazy effect, negates, quick effects, and the only thing you actually do is tribute it, special summon it. It can't do anything about it, and you're getting rid of their boss monsters, and you always have to place them in the zone above the extra monster zone, because then actually your Crusadia monster gains the attack of these cards. So it's double beneficial in that way. Absolutely insane. We don't play a lot of actually hand traps, but we play 3 copies of Drawn and Lock. Of course, you can fill this in to own preferences, but I think in this current meta game and on my locals, based on what everyone is playing, Trollalok is the best card for me. That was it for the monsters. Now you move on to the spells. We play 1 copy of Crusadia Power, 1 copy of Revival. Power is just absolutely insane. You can search it off with Regulux. Same for Revival. Revival is also really helpful with OTKs because it can make you attack all monsters once. So yeah, really good cards. Really powerful. And that are the only Crusadia spells. Play 2 copies of Interrupted Kaiju Slumber. And this is a card that I put it in the deck a bit later after playtesting. And this is actually so impactful. You can just destroy a whole entire board and then special summon 2 Kaijus. And of course you summon the stronger one to your own field. This card is just insane. And also a lot of people forget about this graveyard effect, that in the main phase, except the one that you use this card, you can activate this effect to add a Kaiju from deck to hand. So insane. We play 2 copies of Link into the Veins. Will really help you out in a lot of situations where you have just one Crusadia card and let's say 1 Trollalok, for example. And then you can activate this card, summon the Trollalok, and then go further into your Link place. So it really prevents from struggling and bricking. And then, as I told you, we play 2 copies of Book of Eclipse. Really impactful and really helpful. Great out in a lot of situations. We have 1 Feather Duster and 2 copies of Herald of the Abyss. And this is also one of the cards that are, like, when I play this card, people are always like, damn, I actually didn't expect you to play that card. But it's just pay 1500 life points, declare 1 monster type and 1 attribute, and your opponent must send one of those cards on the field, on his field, to the grave. So, really good card. And as you see, all those cards are just insanely good going second. And I've never had a dice roll that, let me say, if I win the dice roll, I'm just gonna get myself second. But if someone else wins the dice roll, they always want to go first now. So that's also really great. Because you can literally 100% go second on the most locals. So that was it for the main deck. Now let's dive straight into the extra deck. We play 3 copies of Crusadia Magius. It's the starter, the first link that you go into. We play 2 copies of Crusadia Regulux. Also really good, helps you search for the spell cards. We have 2 copies of Equamax. And I OTK a lot with this card. I mean, it gains attack up to the attack of the monster it points to. And in combination with the Kaijus, if you make sure that the Kaiju is on top of this monster, above this link zone, then it automatically gains 3000 attack with your own monsters attached to it. Maybe even with the Maximus, where you get double battle damage. And you can search off these Crusadia cards with Magius, because if a Crusadia monster is summoned, or just any monster is special summoned to a zone that this card points to, this card can search for Crusadia monsters. So really consistent. And then to run off with the Crusadia monsters, we have, of course, Crusadia Avramax. And in a lot of cases, in a lot of situations, just making Avramax is enough to win, because it cannot be targeted and your opponent can only attack this monster. And then it has the attack that for every special summon monster that this card attacks, it gains against attack points equal to that monster attack points. So you will never beat it with battle. You cannot target it. And always try to make this card with Masquerena, because then you cannot target it. It cannot be destroyed by card effect, and it can definitely not be destroyed by battle. Or you just have a tributed monster, something like that, but not with a special summon monster. So really insane, really strong. Then we play, as I told, Masquerena, really good in combination with Avramax. We have the Charmers, Lena the Light Charmer, Wind the Wind Charmer, and we have Osa the Earth Charmer. And maybe you think, okay, I didn't see that coming, but it's just really logical because you play wind monsters, light monsters, earth monsters, and this just really helps you go further into your link plays. It's just helpful with link climbing, and when your opponent has a strong wind, light, or earth monster in your grave, or in their grave, and let's say, for example, you made Asa, you special summon that strong wind monster in this zone, and then eventually you will make Equamax, and then Equamax gains the attack of the strong monster. And maybe it's a monster with like Baron, with a quick effect or something. They also have that, so it's just really helpful. We have one copy of Appaloosa for negates, and we have one access code talker because we play a link deck, we link off a lot, so can come in really handy. And then to end off with this deck, we have one number 60, the Garrus the Timeless, and this is just one of those really insane OTK cards, because you activate this effect, detach, let's see, detach 2 materials and then skip the battle phase of your next turn and double the attack of one monster you control until the end of the next turn. So with this card you can make an already insanely strong Equamax even stronger, and when it has that double battle damage, there are situations I just have run over my opponent with like 30-40k damage, so that's absolutely just a huge flex to do. So that was it actually for the deck profile. Really insane deck. I will show you guys my extra deck, and of course an extra deck is all up to own preferences. I mean, just look at what they are playing in your locals and just think about that when you made an extra deck. I mean a side deck. But what I have is 3 copies of DD Crow, just really impactful in today's meta game, with the Telements, with the Bestials, so really good. I play 3 copies of Grave of the Super Ancient Organism. And for everyone who doesn't know what this card does, it says level 6 or higher special summon monsters on the field cannot declare attacks, nor can players activate their effects. And it's a continuous trap card. We don't play level 6 or higher monsters, and a lot of players do because of the Bestials, but also all the Albion and Albus stuff. It's all fusion monsters with level 6 or higher, so it can be really impactful. And these are cards, like I said, if you have a match and you see you're going second, and then you see my opponent is playing Albion or combination of that, Dogmatica, Albus, then you can, and for example you lose, then you can say, alright, next turn I side these cards in and then I go first, because when you can set this card and make like an Avramax or Equamax, activate this card and that's just almost it for your opponent. So really powerful. Then also a card in that category is Dimensional Barrier. Really good side deck card in general. There can be only one. Same thing. We play a lot of different types. We have a Psychic, a Dragon, we have a Spellcaster, Warrior, a Beast. So as you can tell, really good in this deck. One extra copy of Herald of the Abyss. One Bestial Druid Swarm. And I play one copy of Raigeki, And of course, that copy of Raigeki, you can easily switch it out for Lightning Storm, cards like that. But yeah, this is just what I have in my extra deck. It's all for own preferences, but I think this in general is really good. Or another copy of another Bestial, whatever you like. So guys, this was it for the deck profile. Really, really fun deck to play. It's not only fun because it's not, of course fun is important, but you want to win as well. And this deck can actually win against every other deck around. So really, really strong, really cool. Actually, I want to say to everyone, just give it a try because it's also pretty easy to learn. It's not like, of course sometimes you have long combos, but the combos are not difficult. It's basically Link, special summon to a Link zone. Link, special summon to a Link zone. And get the effects that come with it. So everyone can play this deck, I'm sure of that. And it's not that expensive as well, so just give it a try. Really, really good deck. So guys, thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Hit the notification button if you want to stay tuned for more videos like this. And also check out my Instagram page, KingsTCG Loba Yu-Gi-Oh! I will put the link in the description down below. So guys, thank you all for watching. And as you all know it, join the gang. Ciao!